This is my 4-month-old granddaughter Davina wearing a dirndl. She looks adorable. The dirndl's quite simple. What makes it so special is this cool cheetah print apron and the double fold bias tip and rickrack around the neckline and the armholes. I made the bodice and the bodice lining out of the same fabric. I added the lining to the bodice, but I'm going to wait to sew the side seams until the bias tape is sewn on. I started with a package of black double fold bias tape and a package of black medium rickrack. I sewed the rickrack onto the outer edge of the black double fold bias tape, being really careful to keep it even. When I got done, I folded up the bias tape and looked at it to make sure all the little peaks and valleys were even. I unfolded the double fold bias tape and I sewed it to the raw edges of the neckline of the bodice, starting on the lining side. After I sewed the bias tape to the lining side of the whole neckline, then I refolded the bias tape around to the right side of the dirndl. I pinned the rickrack in place and then I top stitched the bias tape on the right side of the dirndl. I did the same along the armholes and then I stitched the side seams together. I pressed the side seams open and then I tacked them in place so they wouldn't move around. Now the neckline and armholes are trimmed with bias tape and rickrack. I can move on to adding those cute little girly buttons. I sewed the bottom 2 inches of the center front seam and then I hemmed the skirt. I made some pleats in the skirt and pinned them to the bodice. I made sure that the pleats would meet in the center of the back. Right at the top of the front opening, I added a snap. This dress has a really generous front opening for easy on and off. Well, I love how the dress is turning out. This is really fun when you get to this point. Now it's time to start designing the apron, and this cheetah fabric is really fun to work with. Doesn't that look cute? I think the cheetah print is just really fun. Important thing for a little girl is to put a buttonhole on the apron so that it will not slip around, and this is what the back side of the apron looks like. It's important not to make the apron ties so short that you can barely tie a bow, nor so long that they hang way past the dress. I think this was a nice happy medium. I love the way the dress turned out. And here's what we have. It's a Raglan style blouse made out of shiny border eyelet for the sleeves, and the whole dress comes together, and it is party time for this dress. Even if you're just a 4-month-old little girl, you need a dress.
The girls are all dressed up with flowers oh so sweet. They're ready for a dance. Jump up